partying, dressing like a Twilight or Final Fantasy character, posing for photographs like you don't want to be there, but still having that shit on. This is Indie Sleaze, a subculture and scene that emerged in the late 2000s alongside the rise of indie rock, electro-class, black culture, and early social media platforms like MySpace and Tumblr. Everything they wore, consumed, and documented often was indie, grungy, messy, and DIY. Because the initial movement behind Indie Sleaze was to reject the polishness and perfection society and pop culture pushed for. It's a very visually expressive subculture, if that makes sense. What he said. This subculture lasted until the early 2010s. Rest in peace all my indie sleazers. That's Indie Sleaze. Now what is the Indie Sleaze Revival? Partying, dressing like a Twilight or Final... Okay, let's skip that. It's almost exactly what it sounds like, a 2020s revival. But the question is, what prompted this revival? Joe Swanson, can you hold on to this question, please? Unlike the original Indie Sleaze, the revival has its key figures who are largely responsible for the revival. Snow Strippers, The Help, Charlie XCX, Fake Mink, and Jane the Remover, just to name a few.
Let's just enjoy the strippers.
What? Whether it's in sound, imagery, or fashion, in their work there are clear inspirations drawn from that scene. With there already being a market for old-fashioned trends and vintage things on social media, these musicians fit right in. Take the fashion, imagery, sound, and the underground party scene they indulge in, and you got yourself something very similar to Indie Sleaze. The Indie Sleaze Revival. Answer to question, musicians. There's one clear separation between the original and the revival. The intention. The original Indie Sleaze revolved around rejecting polished mainstream trends and was a lot more spontaneous and diverse when it came to taste. As in, the music and fashion weren't linked to Indie Sleaze, if that makes sense. It's about individuality or whatever. While the revival revolves around the romanticized image of Indie Sleaze. Once again, inspiration is being drawn directly from it to create something that is Indie Sleaze. It has been turned into a curated aesthetic. In a way, it's kind of contradicting itself. This is also a good time to know that the term Indie Sleaze is retroactive. It's a label people gave them today. It makes you wonder, maybe it's all a overblown idea. At the end of the day, it's just sleep-deprived looking dudes in skinny jeans and short skirts making and listening to electronic music. Why put this label on it? But what do I know, Granddad? I'm just spitballing here.
Don't come to my grave talking about some Indie Sleaze shit. Let me rest in peace.
Moth.